And welcome back, everybody. You know who it is. It's Creative Redundancy, the one known as CR. And welcome to this more improv 2 live stream from me. I know Howie's here, and I said I'd be in shortly, and I am here right now. So, this improv 2 stream. So, it's finally been getting nicer out west here in Canada. I mean, for what it is, it's been kind of dry this May. I've actually only seen rain literally 1.5 times this month. However, it's supposed to, it's not, it's supposed to change. I mean, there's some heat a little bit more south of me right now. I mean, there's like 30 Celsius, 86 Fahrenheit, apparently, in some of the places. I'm on the outside of it, so I'm not seeing the major band of that heat, but I mean, today, even yesterday, it was 27, 80 Fahrenheit yesterday, 27 Celsius. So, it's up there. I mean, pretty warm for May. I mean, I was talking to some of the locals around here, and they're like, yeah, it's quite warm out for May right now. So I'm just you know what I mean? So I'm feeling it for what it is. I'll just randomly just say something in the chat. And yeah, there we go. So I'm going to get a cool drink out of a fridge here pretty shortly here, as it's quite warm. Yes. Oh, there's Hallie with a random seed, right? Random seed. I think that's maybe it's the size of a poppy seed. I like to use the bigger seed. So it stands out, right? If you get my point. So, yeah. So yesterday I was transplanting some stuff. Got some stuff out here. There's some sun today. We're getting a mix of sun and cloud today. I did some stuff while it was kind of more clouded over. But now the sunny breaks and the sunshine's come back out. Great for the solar panels, the solar lights, garden lights and stuff like that, right? But a little warm for me. I mean, I'm hydrating and all that stuff, but I still gotta do what I gotta do. So it's time to present something here. Providing I don't trip over something. It's quite bright out. Hallie, it's 25 here. It's 75 Fahrenheit. 25 Celsius. My load is at least. And yes. See? Ooh, look. Look at that. A little bit of mulch underneath there. Like I said, it's been very, very dry out, so I'm trying to be proactive on it as much as possible. I've had some rain, don't get me wrong, right, obviously, but it wasn't that much, and I'm running low on it. However, it is supposed to rain probably before I run out. Fingers crossed on that, and hopefully when it does rain, because it's actually scheduled, I shouldn't say scheduled, it's forecast, right? For example, hopefully it'll be enough to refill, the water catchment, the capacity that I have, right? It'd be nice to go into June with max capacity, because it was one thing when the plants are small, I'm just starting off, a couple of sprouts, blah, 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 the plants are barely a couple inches off the ground, they're not that big, the root structure's not that big, it doesn't have that many leaves on it, so, I don't need that much water, right, in comparison to if this was, later in the season where I have mature plants, people size, or people tall size sunflowers, right, I'm gonna need a little bit more water, so hopefully I'll get this rainwater to kind of refill the rain catchment. That way I actually have the water for June. If that makes any sense. Your tomatoes are flowering? Nice. I appreciate that help. Yeah, so like that's what I've been working on, and just like you know mulching the ground a bit, because like it's pretty warm out, right? I mean the plants aren't that big, right? There's not that much, right? I just feel like if I don't do it, they just bake in the ground, even if I gave them water, just because like it's a small ray. Like I barely even have like I'm beyond. I'm like obviously I'm beyond the cotyledon stage of growth, right? You know, it's got some mature leaves, but it's not that big where it can start shading out the ground, right? And not only that, I'm supposed to expect some heat and some rain, so I'm trying to be proactive on it. So hold back the moisture, and when it does rain, hopefully it'll soak in better or nicer versus just running off off to the side, right? Off to the side of the garden bed or whatever, right? Hopefully it would infiltrate, get into the ground. Hey, Verna, how's it going? Oh yeah, I've been seeing I've been seeing like 11, 12s, and 13s at night. I mean, obviously that's not change, right? You know, because there's a major heat band out west right now. Like people were saying, like it was like warmer here or in some places here than other places, other people I talk to in the U.S. Right? But I mean, that's how it is, right? That's just how it is. It's not always cold here. How's it going, Verna? Hopefully you're doing well. Yeah, I'm just taking a break here. I was doing a few things. You know, just mulching the ground, just checking on some of the leaves, like on the tomato plants. By the way, that tomato plant is the exact same one of the ones that I've shown in the previous video, which was the beginning of the month. If I remember, was it the beginning of? Oh, it was no. It wasn't last Friday's video. It was the week before. Yeah, it was the week before, where I used the word crowded with the CR in it. Yeah, where I was transplanting and kind of, well, it took that long. All right, it took that long. I mean, it's starting to pick up. I'm starting to notice it. It's just kind of. It seems slower. I think it's because like some other years I'd be able to like get something like let's say by this time I could have a 1 foot sunflower. Let's just say hypothetically speaking, maybe even half a foot, right? Right now, I'm barely even on like the third or fourth set of leaves, right? In terms of the pear, right? like, like my tallest sunflower is like like barely like ankle deep or tall, right? You know, it's above the shoe line. it's not. I'm not even. It's not quite at calf level yet. Well, knee level. Alright. What's up, Jason? Yeah, it's all cool, man. Yeah. Hey. By the way, just because I know this is not for the 5 gallon bucket challenge, but this will be the other one. Like I said earlier. Sorry, it's very bright out here. I'll move my hand. Some more contrast. I had to mulch the ground. It's so warm out here right now. Like I can give it some water if I really needed to. I know like there's some moisture underneath still. I can feel underneath there's some moisture. So then do the exact same thing that I did back in 2021. Back when we had this heat wave out west here in Canada. But that was during July. Right? But this is May, right? And like my plants aren't that tall. Nice. Thanks. You know, I got there once and stuff like that, you know. I got there one off to the side. Alright. You know. And stuff like that. I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna do the exact same thing because I think I need to. Or else I just feel like it's not gonna hold. Not only that, I don't want the ground baking before it starts raining. You know, because I don't want the ground baking and like turning hydrophobic on the top. Right? So after this heat, it's supposed to rain, and when it does, I want it to just soak into the ground really, really nicely, and not just run off the surface so much. So this is why I'm doing this. Man, it's warm out here. It's warm out here. I'm in the sun. I should have worn my hat back out here. I was out here earlier, to be honest, like, because I actually had to cut the grass. Like, I'm like literally waiting for the clouds to roll in to cut the grass, right? I'm kind of glad I decided to get it out of the way now. Besides, bad mulch, yeah, that too. Yeah, yeah. Oh, by the way, Jason, I can see my bucket off to the side, but you guys gotta wait for that. You guys gotta wait till Friday for that, because I have it scheduled for this week. I'm saying it too. I hinted it over on my post earlier, but I'm saying it. I'd show you guys, but it ruined the surprise, right? And besides, there's some context. There's additional context to that, so I'm kind of glad. I'm kind of glad you guys introduced me to that challenge. I'm just like, I'll say that straight up, Big Matt, outdoors with Big Matt. Oh, it's like Jason here and Cliff. So I appreciate that. He's. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure at first, right? This is why I needed a buffer zone of time for it, just so like generally like there will be some sort of germination, right? But I'm like, I don't want to wait 2 weeks and nothing germinates, and then I'll be like, crunch time, right? So I needed some time just in case I actually had to restart the seeds again, right? From scratch again, right? From step one again, right? But let's just say there's also an update video that I recorded. I'm gonna be actually recording another update video soon. It is all right. As time goes by, I'll show it more closer in real time again. So you'll have to wait for that. I know you guys are itching for it, right? I was itching for it too. It kind of got me in the mood a lot more. And not only that, even before I showed ever showed the video, like I actually I picked up a few things, learned a couple things, because I was trying out something. When you notice it in the update video, you'll know what I mean. But it's just something I had to do. I had to, like, the winter's been kind of like, I don't know even what to say. Like, what's the word I'm looking for? Insert word. Whatever word you want to use, right? I mean, going around. I mean, it's been dry here for me. April was what it was for April, but I mean, like, I saw more moisture in April and like more precipitation in April than I've seen most of this May. Now, since the end of the month is actually over the weekend and it's supposed to change, it'll probably change, but I'm just crossing my fingers that it'll hold and I'll get like long I shouldn't say solid, but like long amounts of like at least steady rain for a little bit, and then I'll bank or collect the rainwater to use for later on when it's sunny out and not raining, for example, right? Like I still get some rainwater, not that much left, probably like last 30 gallons or whatever, right? It's not that much, really. I mean, luckily enough, I'm expecting to see rain this week. However, the heat will come in first, like it is right now, before I see it. So I'm crossing my fingers on it. Yeah, I know, right, Verna? I see. That's why I was like, like, oh, I gotta do it like that 1 year because it's coming. It seems like it again, right? It might just be a different time when it occurs, but like, don't get me wrong. I've seen like 80 Fahrenheit in May before, right? Don't get me wrong, right? But, let's just say it would help if there was some moisture in the ground, a little bit of rainwater to go along with that, right? Then it's not so bad. Because, like, even right now, a lot of the trees their canopies are not fully, like, covered with leaves. I mean, there is leaves. I can see them, right? But, Like in the last couple of weeks, it's been much more apparent, right? Like, because when I go for these walks, I'm like, when you pass by certain places enough, right? You notice changes just because you see it all the time. It's just like, hey, wait a second, they move, you know? That car wasn't there 5 minutes ago when I came around the corner the last time or whatever, right? Or, hey, look, someone planted something over here, right? Or, oh, hey, there's a new bench over here, right? You know? So I notice it when I go for these walks, right? Is I'm noticing like people are appreciating the shade. They park on the side, you know, because they don't want to, text and drive and all that stuff, right? So they're texting real quick. They're staying in the shade. I've seen that. All right, I'm cool with that too, right? That's why it's nice to have trees around, not just in like country, but in urban environments too. Right? Get some shade going. Hey, what's up? What's up, Costa? How's it going, Daryl? Nice to see you. Yeah, it's sunny in there. Hey, Daryl, what's the temperature there? It's 20. It's like 26. Well, it's supposed to be 27 Celsius here today, 80 Fahrenheit again. So. Yeah, I mean, this year is different. So, like, not only that, remember, today's the 27th. Technically, April 27th of last month, I still had snow on the ground. Technically. Not much, obviously, but technically I did. So, like, a major difference, right? I mean, the first week of May, I was still using snow melt as the water source, right? For some of the plants, right? Warming up and all that stuff. Like, I've shown videos on it, right? And I'm like, that helped. And then when, about, let's say, mid-May, I got enough rain to fill up a barrel or two, right? Which is saying, right? So that's helped me in a sense, right? I've used some of the rainwater, right? Give some of the sunflowers, obviously these tomatoes that I've shown earlier, some water, amongst some other things, right? Which includes the lilies and some other perennial plants, right? And some other plants too, right? In certain areas I mulch the ground too, just because it's so intense in terms of the amount of sunshine, and like I said, it's considerably. I'm not actually double check. I gotta double check. It's considerably above seasonal right now. I know it is. Like, this is on the hotter side of May in terms of temperature, right? And yeah, obviously, I could see cooler temperatures too, but it balances itself out when you see the average, right? But I'm pretty sure the average is only supposed to be like, let's say 2170 Fahrenheit, not this 2780 Fahrenheit range, right? I mean, yeah, it's nice. At least it's warm enough. It just would be nice to have a little bit more rain to go with it, right? That way the plants have the moisture in the ground, so the sunshine that comes in on the leaves does its photosynthesis thing, right? Combines it with water and, and all that stuff, right? And all that stuff. So I'm hoping. Because I noticed the last time, after it rained, the grass, the trees, budded with leaves, right? So, like, and a little bit more water wouldn't hurt right now. I know some people out there, and they've seen days of rain, and they're just like, but CR, I just want the sunshine to come back. I'm like, yeah, I can understand that too, right? Because you need that balance of rain, water, and sunshine. Well, and air too, right? Because if it's too much for one or the other, too much one way or leaning another way, right? Too much water gets waterlogged. It's too dry, too much air. It's kind of too dry, right? Right? Gotta find that Goldilocks zone, right? That's why I've been like, kind of liking the mulch. It's just like it keeps the soil a little bit cooler. I mean, just a little bit cooler, but it doesn't like right now. My my tomatoes are in the sun right now, right? Like, the leaves are so small on it. I just like, I just like, I just know that if I didn't mulch it, would just get baked and baked and baked. What you say? All right, let's go back to my chat here. Wow, you got 72 though? Okay. Yeah, see, it's warmer here. Well, I mean, at least Vernon, you're getting, some mix of the balance of sun and moisture, right? Like, honestly, plants need both the water aspect of it and the sunshine or the energy aspect of it, right? I mean, like, various degrees. Obviously, some things can handle shade a little bit more, or intense sunshine, or heat more, or coolness more, right? But like generally, most plants need some form of energy input. Usually sunshine, but it could be grow lights, but and some moisture, some water, right? Some liquid water, right? So we can do all that stuff, right? Pull nutrients out of the ground or whatever, right? Even hydroponics, that's still with water, right? Well, you can do it soil without soil, but you can't grow anything without water, right? To a certain degree. Even cactuses need some water, you know, whatever it is, right? Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's cloudy. Well, I mean, I guess some shade toler that like some shade. I guess they're probably doing pretty good for what it is, right? No, Vernon, I'll be getting some rain. Hopefully, it's still in the forecast. It's been in the forecast since last week, and I've been double checking this. I'm like, the trend still shows that it will make a grand appearance, and hopefully, it makes a nice grand appearance. Like actually, earlier this week, today's Wednesday, right? Back on Sunday or Saturday, when I first saw it, I actually saw the bolt, like the bolt, right? The lightning bolt. I'm like, is there a chance of thunder showers? Right? I mean, that has disappeared, but the rain aspect or the cloudy aspect is still there, and the temperature is supposed to go down, right? Which probably means some sort of low pressure system or cold front, not necessarily cold front, but like cooler temperatures, right? So maybe it'll bring in some moisture. That'd be nice for everyone. I mean, I've been hearing this. I've seen there's been news articles. I shouldn't say news articles, but news reports, right? Like you can see it on the YouTube side, but like, and or people have been talking about like gardening. Everyone's gardening more. Victory gardens, this, that, all that stuff, right? I'm like, you know, if the rain helps, if the sunshine helps, stuff like that. Because it would, I mean, wouldn't it be nice if, oh, hey, the garden season goes really well, right? And you're able to harvest all the stuff, right? Because it may be very beneficial in terms of, like, if you're starting gardening, right? you know, like, if you start a project and it goes well, you're probably more likely to keep going at it, right? You know, versus, once bitten, twice shy, that kind of thing. I just like, yeah, maybe, yeah, all right. This is why I'm trying to like kind of like metaphorically stack the deck in my favor a little bit more, right? I might not be able to control the sunshine aspect or the heat aspect, right? Or even the moisture or rain aspect of it, but I can kind of help it along. At least try to, right? As much as possible. I mean, I got some other things growing here. All right. Right here. I'll get some lilies right here. All right, I get some lilies going right here. This is not the same patch I usually show. I'm hoping that I can show the main patch this year again. It's much bigger than this patch. This is a very small patch. Very small patch. But you can see underneath, I tried to mulch it a bit. I mean, I might have to add a little bit more. Now these, providing that they're very similar to the ones I have in this other spot right here, they're kind of like, they can handle the coolness better, in my opinion, than the heat. So that's what I mean. Yeah, it's not that hot, but I've seen I've seen these before where it's like, especially in the flowering stage, where like no matter how much shade I gave it, no matter how water I gave it, because the temperature was so warm. And this is back in 2021 where I actually saw it like more I actually saw it in real time, right? Where basically, no matter how much I did, I couldn't keep the flowers going on it. It just kind of, the plant just kind of, it's like, no, it's too hot, so yeah, we gotta drop the flowers, right? Where the flowers wouldn't last as long as compared to if the temperature was, let's say, 75, 80 Fahrenheit. Because at that time, when they were flowering, it was just like at least over 86 Fahrenheit, over 30 Celsius. And this is days of it, right? So that's when I started to notice about the lilies. I'm like, yeah, they tend to handle the coolness a little bit better than the heat compared to maybe some other plants that maybe they can handle a little bit more heat, but not the cold per se. Oh wow, haven't seen you for a while. Let's go back to lunch. I think I'm remembering you. Name looks familiar. Oh, either way, I haven't seen you around for a while, so hopefully you're doing well, man. I'm trying to remember. I tried to remember. There's a lot of channels out there. I mean, if I associate or talk to you more frequently, it's easier to remember. But if I haven't seen you for a while or whatever, or you're new, then I don't know. Just being transparent there, right? As I sit in the shade. Yeah, I'm just kind of sitting in the shade here. Kind of more or less spacing out what I'm showing here. Like I said, I've had to do something wait, I'll show this one. Yeah, it's been a while, so appreciate it. Here's another one I have right here. Look how low, I have it very low to the ground, right? And because it's not look how low it is to the ground. Leaves are so low to the ground, I have to support it or do something, or else the leaves would just kind of, if anything, even if I didn't know about this or that or anything like that, I just imagine here, hold on a second. If a solar panel is covered with something, it doesn't absorb solar energy, right? To convert it into power, like in a battery, right? And that same notion or concept, isn't a leaf basically a natural version of a solar panel? And if it's covered with a bunch of dirt, it's probably less effective, right? So even if I didn't know about blade or anything like that, to me, that just makes more sense, right? If the leaf's dirty or has a bunch of dirt, but a mud spot on it, well, that spot's probably not going to get solar energy in, right? Because it's physically covered by something. And I'm trying to get it off the ground, keeping it kind of away from the dirt, right? If that makes any sense. And besides, if I see any kind of rain, right, I don't want, I want to make sure the leaves kind of stay green, and not just covered with a bunch of dirt, excessive amounts of dirt, right? Where it starts to metaphorically cover the solar panel, So to me, that's why I do it, right? Especially where I've shown it, it's so short right now, right? It's very, very vulnerable, right? And since I'm getting this heat and maybe some rain later this week or whatever, right? I want to baby it a little bit more. Because, I want to get it to a certain point where, all I have to do is kind of prune it, maybe water it, right? Everything else will just come together, right? I won't have to worry about the bottom leaves because they'll be tall enough and I'll prune the bottom in time, right? And I won't have to worry about, it not retaining enough moisture or not getting enough moisture because I'm putting mulch, and the leaf will act like a canopy at the top, right? It'll shade the bottom more, keep the soil and the ground cooler, right? And of course, there'll be more leaves due to the photosynthesis thing and all that stuff, and stuff like that, right? Because I've noticed that with plants, it's there's a certain point where it's just the growth rate becomes not quite exponential, but much more fat. Let me correct more fast. A little bit quicker. A little bit more pep to it, right? And I mean, it kind of makes sense if the plant starts getting bigger, right? Has more leaves, bigger leaves, right? Even I've seen it with the sunflower. It's just there's a certain point in the life cycle where if I get it above the foot and a half range, the leaves on it are starting to get fist size, hand size, right? And then, obviously if I give water and all that stuff, it starts to grow. And the next thing I know, it's just Dang, a month later, it's just like 4 feet tall. And then it reaches into that mature stage, flowering stage. So that's why I've been doing it like this for a little bit. Ever since 2021, I'm just like more convinced about it. Because I've seen, like, not specifically these, but like more mature tomato plants handle that heat a little bit better. Because at that time, I saw it at 35 Celsius, 95 Fahrenheit. So it was much, much warmer than it is today, right? And that was days of it, or at least extended period of time of it, right? But, I mean, the difference is, like, my plants are smaller now, and I have less rainwater, right? Probably more or less the same amount of daylight as we come into the summer solstice, the longest day of the year. Okay. Now the clouds have rolled in front of the sun, or the sun's behind a few clouds. I got some herb plants that I'm trying to work on here, right? Nothing too special. Just what I got here. Another lily right here. I think that's clover, right? Trying to make sense of everything at times, right? Like, you can see some other little things right here. I know, pretty sure. Alright. Anyone can correct me, right? I'm just trying to learn by doing as much as possible. I mean, like, even this too, right? Just trying to cover the ground here a little. Prop up the leaves a little. I mean, this is looking pretty good. For the greenness. I don't see, it's not turning like, I have some other ones that are not as great. Alright, this is pretty good for what it is. So, I got another spot right here. Like, I could show another tomato plant right here that's not doing as well, in my opinion. Like, you can see this one right, dryness right there. The tip, right? But everything else seems pretty good on it. I'm trying to get this so it actually stands up this way more vertically. I'm trying to train it so it stands up tall, right? Vertical. And not like have a kink in it or whatever, right? So it's kind of, and supported all that stuff, right? But this is why I'm taking the time to do it now. So it actually stands up. Like, even over here. It's so bright I can barely see my display, so. Right here. Like, you can see right down here. Like, look at this right here. Sorry. See that on the screen right there in the middle, right? I might have to prune. I might actually have to prune that off. Because, like, there's like. Well, I could get some dirt off. I mean, there's things covering it, right? So I just imagine, like, it's like a solar panel. Gardening light, right? If it's covered by something, it's getting less energy, solar energy. And so, just trying to make sure that they got the best shot that they can get, all right, in the beginning. Plants are a little bit more resilient when they're a little bit bigger, but right now, I gotta baby them. Because this could easily go south real fast, right? I mean, this other one that I have right here. Oh, I guess I can show you a little bit. Like, look, this one right here. That one's not doing as well. I mean, but that was there before I transplanted, so hopefully it'll kind of catch up. And since the growing, see, it's almost June right now, right? I'm thinking I'm just gonna let the plant grow for a little bit, get some more leaves on it for right now, so I can grow bigger. I'll only prune the bottom if necessary, and I'll only remove the suckers if absolutely necessary. I think I'm gonna just go with that this time of year. Yeah? Okay. So that's what I'm doing with that right there. And I figured, you know what? I need to, try to do something right. I got some other things too. I'm working on this other spot that I have. with some sunflowers among some other things. I mean, like, I got some other things randomly going. All right, don't get me wrong. I got some other things growing too, like you. Right. So, I mean, at least this will cover the ground really nicely for now until it gets bigger. Yeah. Seems like the video's slowing down my phone with it. But, I got some other things too that I've been working on. Obviously, some sunflowers and stuff like that. To make. Let's see if this continues on. I think it because I crashed the app. See, I told you it's that warm-up set, right? Like I think this is what the space out from the video aspect of this, right? Hold on a sec. Oh, I guess it would be prudent if I actually did this right. Okay. And especially if I can actually see it and type it correctly. All right. Let's put that back on the screen here for me here. I think what I'm gonna have to do here is just kind of set my phone down right on the ground. The ground's colder right now, so just gonna kind of cool down my phone here. Take it out. Case, like I'm not even kidding. Like, oops, sorry. Not even kidding. Like I'm putting my phone right on the ground, in the shade. Right now. So I'm actually using the ground because it's in the shade. Hasn't seen daylight directly. I'm using it to cool my phone down directly. Right. I could do it another way too, but I think this will be a more direct approach for a little bit. Cool down my phone. Starting to cool down a little bit more. Because I've been I was in the sun with it for a little bit, and I just realized how many, yeah, I gotta remember that. Anything above 80 Fahrenheit and 27 Celsius is possible. I don't usually see it in the 70 Fahrenheit range, honestly, right? So I gotta watch how I run the device at times. Yeah, there we go. That should help. That should definitely help. Feels a lot cooler too. I may actually have to remember that. It's been a while since I did a stream, so in the heat. Maybe I gotta remember all the other things. I mean, it doesn't help that I have the case on, right? It's holding the heat too, right? And I got it in the stand, right? And I'm using not a selfie stick, but a tripod to hold my device right now. So I gotta remember that. So we'll see how long I go for. I gotta remember what time it is. It's about quarter after an hour, so I'll go at least 15 minutes, just because. Probably not that much longer. Because I need to record another video soon, apparently. I'm trying to do it today just because it's nice, though. But that also means that I need to, probably cool down my phone and recharge it before I do that. Because, I'll be running the video portion of it. And stuff like that. So, I mean, outside from the gardening aspect, because I'm not taking a break from, I think there's a side to take a break. If your device is starting to be it's overheating or you crash the app, it's probably time to cool it down, right? Take a break for a moment, right? Let it recuperate or get back into normal state again, right? Refreshed, whatever you want to call it, right? I mean, I'm actually even thinking about it too. I have drinks, water, and such in this fridge. I'm just maybe I should use some of it here since I'm out here. Might be useful. I mean, I've never actually had to use ice for a plant before, but I mean, hopefully I don't need to. Hopefully, right? Oh, that felt good. Make sure my fridge is shut. So yes, I've been trying out some other things this year. I'm not there. See, I've misplaced some seeds. I've been trying to locate them. I know they didn't go far. I haven't opened the package, so they couldn't have gone that far. But I don't know. I misplaced them. I'm trying to look for them because I've been thinking. I'm like, should I try it this year? It's just some seeds I've got for free, literally for free. Oh, I mean, like almost literally off the landscape for free, in the original packaging for free, right? And there's sunflower too, right? So like, like if you think about things I do on the channel, the sunflower and all the stuff, yeah, I mean, like the gardening, I'm like, yeah, that's like a pretty good score, right? It would be nice if I actually could find the packaging right now, because I thought I had it in the surfing. I'm like, no, I didn't put it back there. I didn't put it back in its home place. I'm like, ugh, I must have just put it off to the side, and next thing I forgot. It slipped my mind, and now I'm trying to retrace where it is. I'm like, ugh, really? So, yeah, I guess it is what it is, right? I mean, those seeds weren't that expensive anyways, even if I wanted to go buy them. So it's just that, because I already have them, right? I've been thinking, I'm like, I could try. Because because not only do I want to try, I want to see if I can actually get seeds, well, I would still have to see what it is, right? But because it's a different variety, so we'll see what I could use it for. I mean, the picture it kind of looks nice, and it's quite funny how I don't know if I actually showed it in video. I have pictures of it, but I randomly had a different sunflower last year. Like, I still have a picture of it, right? But it reminded me of what I saw on the packaging for this seed package of sunflower, but I never opened that package. You see what I mean? Like, I've seen it here, but I didn't plant it, or I didn't think I planted it, or I was just like, how'd that happen? Some random bird was like, oh, I'm just gonna drop the seed right here, right? Because all their ones were the more conventional, like, yellowish color, right? I had this one that had like some reds and oranges in it. Unfortunately, it was quite small, but I mean, it looked really nice for what it is, and I kind of enjoyed it. So, I need to find those again. It'd be kind of cool if I could propagate that. That'd be nice, kind of like next challenge for a sunflower for me, right? I've been trying out some other things, and such, right? There may be, I think I'm gonna have to delay this other video that I've had in mind all last fall and all winter and all this spring. I think I'll have to delay it. Well, there's been a lot on my plate lately in the last couple weeks and such, right? And the gardening aspect, I'm trying to rush it along too, right? So I'm just like, and not only that, I'm trying to, do this 5-gallon bucket challenge, which the video is out this Friday on it, right? And there's an update video in 2 weeks after, right? You'll see what I mean, right? And because I said that, I think that really indicates what's not happening, right? I mean, like, that's a sneak peek right there. If you're listening to that, hearing that right now, that's a sneak peek right there, all right? And so if I'm already recording an update video, there's something that went down, or went up, or sprouted, or whatever, right? But you'll have to see it and wait. Right, because the main part of those videos isn't what I planted, or that if it's sprouted or whatever. It's actually how I'm doing it. All right, so that's why I'm mentioning it. But if you heard it here, I did mention it. All right, I did mention it. So let's see, where am I at? All right, it's about 19 after. Yeah, I think I'll go just till the bottom an hour, give or take, unless for some random a bunch of people come in and influence me to stay a little bit longer, an extra half. We'll see. Probably the bottom of the hour. I'll take care of a few things too, right? Some of these containers that I have with plants, I'll have to water them. The ones on the ground should be fine because I mulched them and I already gave them some water, so they should still have moisture underneath. Be able to handle this 27, 75, 80 Fahrenheit range, 24, 7 Celsius range of temperature right now. I mean, and there is sun, so it is pretty warm outside. I mean, there's a very slight breeze. It's not as, I mean, I can kind of feel it. It's not too bad. And there's one thing I actually need to do. I need to actually like start thinking ahead and like you saw the tomato cages. I act like that far ahead. I need to start thinking ahead. Start doing it just like I did back in 2021 with the tomatoes and just kind of when necessary, baby them. All right, take some more effort into it, right? Among some other things, and yeah, I mean like having I grew too much as an issue or problem doesn't seem like that big of a deal, right? Like versus it's not getting enough water, or it's not growing as fast as I want, right? So I'm hoping to encourage it a little bit more, give Mother Nature a little support in there, maybe literally, right, for some of the leaves. Like I said, because I don't want the leaves directly on the ground or whatever, right? Like I said, even if I didn't know anything about blight or anything like that, right? Just for the simple fact that, if it's covered with a bunch of dirt, right? Or even something like a thin layer of dirt or whatever, that slows down the photosynthesis, right? I mean, because it's visually blocking the light from the sunshine from hitting the leaf, right? So that's why I'm taking time on it. At least trying to, at least as much as possible, right? Like obviously, if you got a bunch of plants, well, you might have to, be more picky, right? Some of the plants I do have right now, I'm like, yeah, I'll just do that right now. When I'm watering it or whatever, it's just kind of, okay, let's get this leaf back up higher so, it doesn't droop all the way down to the ground. Because one thing I'm concerned about is if it does rain, if it is touching the ground, the water might push the soil, the dirt, over the leaf, and then the leaf's under the ground, and that's not gonna be good. That's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be able to. Well, that leaf will just kind of stop, right? Because it's in contact with the ground and all that stuff, right? Hey, Vanessa. How are you doing, Vanessa Kitty? Well, maybe I'll go a little bit longer if Vanessa's here. How are you doing, Vanessa? Okay, I'm going to briefly show this because I already had an application error as it cut me out. So, because I think it's that warm outside. So I will show this briefly again here. Just because Vanessa's here, but not that long. It's quite warm outside. I don't want my app crashing again and doing this. But yeah, tomato plant, a little bit of mulch. Right there. See right here? Where I'm pointing at, that's kind of dry. This is why I'm taking the time for it. I've watered it earlier. There's still some moisture underneath the mulch, and that's how I'm going to do it. Because I think that's the way I'm going to do it. Once again, it helped me out back in 2021, and I think I'm going to see the same similar... I'm seeing a similar thing right now, so that's why I'm taking the time for it and all that stuff. So... because I've had to, like, catch up, do a lot of catch up in the last couple of weeks in terms of gardening. I squeezed in a lot of time into this. Like, like my hands, just because because I'm wearing a shirt right now and stuff, right? And pants, but my hand's pretty tan for what it is. I mean, like, I can show the dirt on me. Still, right? And stuff like that. Like, I already know after today I'm going to hop in the shower later this evening or whatever, just to cool off and all that stuff. Because, like, I am sweating to a certain degree. I'll probably, after the stream, have a sip of water, let my phone charge, and work on this air gardening video. Then you won't see for a little bit. Because I'm spacing out some of the videos, and, like I said before, I do have these scheduled videos right now. Quite a bit. I'm just inserting in the gardening ones right now, right? Because, like I said, I had to wait for the gardening period to show up before I started, right? I can't do the gardening if it's still, like, cold and whatnot outside, right? I gotta wait, right? I gotta do it in real time. The updates, you gotta wait. Because I'm barely even catching up to, like, the tomatoes right now, little sunflowers, the lilies, and a bunch of other things that I want to do. Right, and people have asked me, it's like, oh, you should try that, right? If you can, right? Well, you know what? If I want to try a new plant that's new to me, right? Whatever it is, right? Well, I got to make time for it. But usually that means that everything else is like already set up, right? Ready to go, right? Yeah, I'm not quite at that point right now, so. As I was hoping that I could get a better start this year, or a quicker start, but I think I might have to wait. I mean, it's, especially some of the plants right now, if I was planting something that's like a cooler crop or whatever, right, it's quite warm out right now. Like I said, 27 Celsius, 80 Fahrenheit, I'd be like, I don't know. If I grow enough, but I'm pretty sure I'm like, I don't know, right? I'll have to see. And not only that, I would have to give it a lot more water and I'll tend to it too, right? And it would be nice that, I could get something out of it for trying for the first time, right? I've tried something else before, right? And yeah, I could get it to start. Yeah, germinate, get some leaves, mature leaves, even get it to a foot tall or whatever, right? But I could not get flowers on it. I could not get fruit out of it, right? So, like, in terms of experience, I'm halfway there, right? I just need to see a flowering stage with my own eyes, the fruit, for my labor with my own hands, right? And stuff like that. And then maybe get some seeds off of it too and return that circular life cycle, right? Come back around, right? Just like how I've seen it with tomatoes and sunflowers now, right? I can actually identify it because I've seen the life cycle of it. Versus, you know what I mean? I can identify it a little bit easier. So that's what I've been trying to, do it, right? And stuff like that. So that way I can identify the plant better. I will know it. Like, maybe I see it in a store or whatever, I can identify it. Even if it didn't have a label on it or whatever, right? I'd be like, oh, yeah, right? I've seen that before, for example, right? That's why a lot of the videoing, I'm always close up with some of the plants, because I'm like, as a reference point too, right? I'll be like even today's stream, right? I could use it as a reference point for this date, for the 27th of May. So let's say a month, 2 months from now, I'd be like, in the exact same spot, because I know the spots I'm showing, right? I'll be like, hey, it actually grew pretty good compared to how I started back in the end of May, right now, right? But like anything, I have to wait for that, because that's not gonna happen yet, and I don't know how it's gonna happen or how well it'll grow. I'll just have to wait, right? Hopefully Mother Nature will give me not only the sunshine but the rainwater to go with it, so I have some water, right? That way I can give it a little bit more water if I wanted to, right? Not just the bare minimal. you know what I mean? I can give it a little bit more, and not only that, I'll have the water to mix in some stuff and all that stuff. So I want to get that out of the way too. Yeah, maybe I'll go. Yeah, we'll try quarter after. I don't know. My battery's still at 32. I know I'm not gonna go that much longer though. That's for sure. I'm just sitting in the shade here now. I mean, it is the warmer part of the day, so I'm trying to do some other things right now. This is why I'm taking a break and doing the stream at the same time, right? And like I said, this is why I posted this picture as the thumbnail, right? I didn't even put a CR there. I just put one thing. I'm like, if I post that, everyone will just understand. Alright? Anyone that garden enough will understand. Alright? Anyone that's growing will understand, right? And that's a real one, by the way. The thumbnail is an actual, real one that I'm growing right now. The picture might be a few days old or a week old or whatever, but it is current. It is current for this season, for this 2026 growing season. So I'm just like, yeah. I guess apparently my battery's down to 29, and it's 29 after. Yeah, I think I'll go till that quarter 2 mark, unless for some reason I get an influx, right? And that would mean I would have to get my charger, because I don't have my charger. I just have my stand and my tripod that I'm using to hold it right now, just in case if I want to put my device down, I can for a moment. See, you can hear it probably. Hear that part of it. and such. You know, one thing I realized when I was doing this get home bag type of challenge a couple weeks back. Well, actually, technically for you guys, it was a couple weeks back, but for me, it was last month. For me, I realized I should have brought this tripod versus bringing my selfie stick that time. Like, like the selfie stick like is later, obviously, because it doesn't have free leg, right? But I realized I can't really do much with that. At least if I had the tripod, I could really, I could have did these walking scenes better, right? Where you actually see my feet move and not just the top of me move. And I mean, you can tell I'm moving in the landscape because trees are going by in the sky and all that stuff, right? But I was just like, I don't know why I was like, I decided to bring the selfie stick. I don't usually use the selfie stick at home, right? Then I decided, oh, I'll just bring the selfie stick. I should have brought this tripod instead. Just a tripod I've gone. Well, it's not necessarily from Radio Shack, but up to date version of it. Let's just say, right? Right. So anyone that's teching up and knows what's here in Canada, you know exactly what I mean, right? You know the source of where that comes from, but right, that's how long I've had it for. Right, this tripod, I've had this for quite a while. Right, I'm trying to remember. I mean, I think I've had this tripod for like maybe not quite 20 years, but it almost seems like it. Right, I've had it for a while. I know I've had this for a while. All right, and stuff like that. It just happens to work still. I just kind of like it. It's a little bit heavier than my selfie stick, but it would have been more beneficial. And I can still extend it out, like the selfie stick, because I can hold on to the bottom of the leg. That's right. Alright. So, let's see here. Let me put this back down. Hold on. It's got little rubber legs on the bottom here. You know, I kind of broke the little tip that would be on the top, but I could still fit my phone mount on this. Oh, nice. The clouds are covering the sun a little bit, and there's this slight breeze right now, making it a little bit more comfortable out here for me. Hopefully my phone won't overheat while I'm at it too, right? That'd be nice. That'd be nice, right? Check on some air plants that I have. I'll probably have to give them a little bit of water. They're in containers, so they got a little bit of mulch, but I could still feel a little bit of moisture. It might be getting a little warm for them, though. Yeah, I think I'll have to give them a little bit of water here. Like I said, I just have some plants right here. And they're not all doing the exact same way. Let's see here. I'll show this real quick. Let's see. Right here. In the container still. This one's not too bad. This one's been... I can feel the soil feels quite more. But like I said, it's been in the sun, right? On and off. So, I think what I'm gonna do here is give it a little bit of water. Since I'm having variable cloudiness right now, right? I'm just kind of give it a very short break. Just kind of like simulate, hey, there's cloud cover or whatever, a little bit of shade, right? They'll still grow. I'll just give them a little bit of shade for now. Because like I said, these plants are so, you know, these fit in your hand kind of deal, right? Like the foliage on the top, it fits in your hand. It's not that big, right? And, you know, I even got the sunflower on the side, right? Like the containers, the clear containers I have, the soil is warming up really, really fast. I mean, good for it, but it might be too warm. Alright? I don't want to get it too warm. So hold on a sec. Back here, I'm just gonna go grab my watering container here and just put some water into this cup here. This water's a little bit cool, and this water's a little bit cooler, so kind of, you know, so it's not so warm, the soil. Put it over here. I always love the sound. You can barely hear it on camera. I haven't been able to capture it, but like this slurping sound the ground does, or like you know what I mean, like when you put enough water in. Because I've noticed it with the sunflower sometimes, where I'm putting a cup of water, all here is this, like, obviously the air's coming out and the water's going down, right? But I kind of like that sound. It's always a good sign, right? It's a sign that like it can saturate or soak into the ground, right? That's a good sign, right? And it's not just kind of sitting on the top too much, running away from the roots so much, and not getting deeper down into the root structure, right? The water, right? Obviously, these are containers, so they're not that far down, in comparison if it's in the ground or whatever, right? Man, it's so nice out here. I'm kind of glad I decided to do a lot of this stuff today. And there was something else I was kind of trying out. I'm get a baseline number on it or feel of it. Something I've been trying out. Because like, there's been videos out there and people that I follow too. El Nino, right? The heat, right? I mean, like, I'm in 80 Fahrenheit, 27 Celsius right now, right? Some places 8, 10, 12 hours away from here, right? They're seeing warmer temperatures, hotter temperatures than it is here, maybe even 90 Fahrenheit, 32 Celsius. Either, if not today, then maybe tomorrow or the next day, just the way that the system's rolling in right now. Or the heat, right? This high pressure system, yeah, it's giving fairly nice weather, but hopefully some rain will show up to balance it out. I can tell. There's an issue on the YouTube that I cannot tell right now. Because like I said, I actually had to restart. I shouldn't say restart, but I had to resume the stream. Because I crashed the app. Alright, I'll play this back after the stream I ended and I'll take a look. This is why every so often I've been showing things, and I think it's the heat. Right, I think I'm not have to. If I do this again, I'm not have to kind of use a fan, put my phone on the ground to cool it down. That's in the shade and all that stuff, right? Right. I gotta remember it's just like, well, if I'm starting to break a sweat, my device is probably getting warm too, right? Especially if I'm running it, right? I mean, dark surface, dark case, it's gonna warm up quicker, right? Just like how I usually have issues with my device getting too cold and when it's below freezing, I guess anything above 24 Celsius, 75 Fahrenheit, especially in the sun, direct sun, yeah, might take its toll. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to gain something. I might actually have to improvise something. Well, I could if it was warmer. Because technically I've been out here when it's been like 29, 30 Celsius. 86, 80, 84, yeah, 84, 86 Fahrenheit, right? It's been warmer. I had to do things just to keep my device cooler and stuff like that. This is why I'm not showing the video portion as often, but I want to show enough of it so to show you folks that I am doing this, right? It is here, right? Multiple times, right? Maybe I'll make a stat. It's more consistent if I do a video, right? Because I actually can double check. Although doing these live streams I don't have to edit, but because I can't edit, it is what it is on screen, right? Oh, sorry, buffering. Oh, sorry, like it's buffering. Oh, sorry, I crashed the app and I have to resume the app. Right? Come back, everyone. Right? I always try to give people a chance, right? It's like I get an apps crash or whatever, right? Restarts or whatever, right? So I'm just like, I tend to have the tendency to, I'm like, if they're not back in like 10 minutes, like it doesn't take that long to restart the app or restart your device, right? Even some of the updates that you have to update, they're not that long, right? Because I usually assume if it's longer than 10 or 15 minutes, it's probably they've don't have connection or there's something seriously wrong or more seriously wrong, right? So So, because I'm like, I was back in. It felt like I was back in like 2 minutes, right? Because I've seen people like take a break on their stream for 2 minutes, go AFK while they're getting something, right? So, I guess if you don't see anything on the screen, I get it, because you just see a buffer wheel, right? And stuff like that. It's just like, and that's why I'm like, okay, I'll make some small talk here for a little bit of time, spare some time for it, right? That's why I'm glad I'm getting some shade right now. So, like I said, this one's so close to the ground. I have to, because like I said, like, look how close it is. It's actually touching the ground. Alright? I might have to support it up a little, just like I did in previous years. Just so until the base or the stem gets a lot taller, right? Once that base gets a lot taller, thicker, you know, it'll be working in my favor, right? Because it'll be more resilient in the wind. It'll be kind of more off the ground, right? And because the foliage is getting bigger at the top, proportionally, the root structure will get bigger, right? And maybe be able to access different parts of the layers of the soil that I have, right? Maybe to get, let's say, more water or whatever, right? Find certain nutrients and stuff like that, the NPK and such, right? So this is why I'm taking the time for it. Like, even over here, I'll show you guys right here real quick. Hopefully, what's my time right now? All right, I got 4 minutes, and my battery's starting to drain, so I will show this real quick. All right, so you could see right here, look at that. See, that leaf is directly touching the ground right here. Hey, look at that. It's just kind of covered anyways, right? So it's not, you can see that right there, right? And so I'll pinch it. I'll hold on to, I'll leave the sucker that's right there. You can see it right there, right? I'll leave that for a little bit. Right? I just don't want the leaf touching the ground directly. Right? Stuff like that. Even over here, I'm just gonna move that out. Right? Because as it rains later, or whatever, let's say it starts to push, it will start to push the plant to the ground, right? Because the weight of the water and stuff like that. So, and since I'm expecting maybe periods of rain or a day of rain, it may happen. I'm not expecting it to pour, but just in case it does. Like, if it's just light, steady rain that lasts all day, that's ideal, right? Because it gives it enough time. The water slows down enough that it can soak into the ground, and all that stuff, right? Versus just running off, right? You know what I mean? And hopefully, at night, it won't, and it'll give the time for the leaves to dry out and all that stuff, right? And all this other stuff that I want to do, right? And take care of. Where am I at? All right, 2-minute warning, because I'm at 11%, and I think that's the sign. And I'm not leave while my phone's not overheating. I'm sitting in the shade partially, but right now I just got to make sure everything else is good. So I do appreciate everyone that dropped by on this stream, especially since I had to resume it once. And we'll see how that all turns out. Apparently, it's supposed to be fine. I didn't even notice it the last time that happened. The last time this other stream I had to do, where basically instead of my phone getting too hot, it got too cold, and I crashed the app. So aside from that, it works great. It works great, this app. Like, I haven't even touched like StreamYard for a long time. I mean, Panel is different, but I haven't used it to host the streams for a while. Even to set it up now. So I think it's a couple of another 60 seconds or so. So yes, I appreciate everyone that dropped by. Not just Vanessa. I know Jason, Verna, Howie. The the gardening crew, the gardening community drawn by. I appreciate that, right? And I know you're part of that community too, Vanessa, right? For what you do and all that stuff. So I'm gonna keep going here and keep doing what I can especially through this cloudy break that I'm getting here. And it's that time. It's 1:45. So everyone, go do something awesome out there. Things are changing out there, right? You know, it is. It's just how it is right now, right? But because of it, we're gonna have to adapt too, right? And trying to see if that adaptation or, so a different way may help, whatever it is, right? Maybe you never mulch before, maybe you'll add it this time because you're expecting drier conditions or whatever, right? Maybe you've never collected rainwater before, but you realize, hey, it's gonna be drier out. Maybe some rainwater might help, all right? Offset the cost of the water or using well water or whatever, right? Or surface water or an aquifer or whatever, right? And stuff like that. And the skill and knowledge does get better as you practice. And trying to apply it too, right? I'm trying to apply, not just in 1 year or right now, but maybe next time or something else, right? Maybe it might help, right? And when possible, try to help someone. All right, everyone. I'll catch you all next time. And stay tuned for that video this Friday where I do the 5-gallon bucket challenge. And like always, I'll see ya all later. Take care, everyone. Later.